Sup guys, how are you doing? I'm gonna show you the current meta builds in this video for Tarkov version 0.12 or 0.12. Today is the 24th of April 2020, so it might change in the future, but these are the current meta builds you want to play if you want to be successful in Tarkov and clap them cheeks. Without further ado, let's go guys. The first ring we're going to take a look at are the guns. This is the VSS as I modded it into the meter gun with the RK2 foregrip and the X400 flashlight, the PK06 visor and the SVD low mount. Some people might think, whoa, he's using the SVD low mount. Why? Because you can see right here, if you use the Cobra one or the, as an example, the B31, they are much higher than the SVD low mount, which sucks. You want good visors, and this is not how to use the Vita gun. You want to slap on this bad boy right here. It's much lower than the others and it looks so much better, trust me. We're gonna start off with taking a look at the stats of the VSS. It got an ergonomics of 50, a sight range of 420, this doesn't really matter, a vertical recoil of 39 and a horizontal recoil of 68 with a muzzle velocity of 316 ms. Great stats, great gun. We're gonna take a look at the AS VAL now. The AS VAL is the more expensive version of the VSS, and in my opinion, it's not worth using the AS VAL. It got less ergonomics and it's about 2k more expensive than the VSS. You can slap on another stock and another grip on it, but this is not worth it. It's just more expensive and has worse stats than this one. So keep in mind, better off use the VSS than the AS VAL. The AS VAL is about 198k and the VSS with the same mods on both of them, you can see. The VSS is about 196k, which are 2k less than the AS VAL. So just use this instead of this. This gun is not worth it, but I just put it in so you can see because many people enjoy using the AS VAL too. There's nothing wrong with it, but in my opinion, the VSS is a better choice of a gun. So let's just take a quick look at the ammunition we want to use for the VSS or the AS VAL, because they both shoot the same ammunition. We're gonna start off with the SPP. The SPP is a great choice because it has such a high damage and a good armor penetration. The SP6 is the cheaper version of it. It's good, but not as good as the SPP, so I would recommend using the SPP if you got the money. SPP is about 1k per bullet, which makes for, let's say, 120 shots are about 130k. And this is the mag you want to use. It's the 30 round mag. They are quite expensive with about 30k 40 mag alone. So you gotta have some rubles in your inventory to use this gun and this build, but it really is the best because you just want this magazine. If you're using 20 shot magazines, which are very cheap in fact, but they run out of ammo so freaking quickly. Like you can use the 30 round mag and it runs down very quickly, but if you use the 20 round mag, this gun is a laser, keep that in mind. You're gonna shoot it and the 20 round mag is gonna be empty in seconds. The 30 round magazine just got a little more ammo in it, 10 bullets more if you take it very serious. But this 10 bullets, like they can kill one more enemy and you want to go with this one instead of the 20 or the 10 one magazine. Don't ever think about using the 10 round magazine. The next gun we're taking a look at is the HK416A5. This is a assault rifle which uses the 5.56 45 assault rifle ammo, which is quite good ammo but quite cost worthy. You can see I slapped many mods on them, so we're gonna start off with the Wave MB and the Wave QD. You need both of them to slap this bad boy on them. The RK2 foregrip again with just the little things down here, I forgot the name about it. The X400 flashlight again, you want to use the Ergo PS1 grip for it, and the 416A5 upper, this is important, and you gotta use the 20 round barrel. The HK enchanted tube with the HK-E1, you can buy it from a trader for much less, stock on it, and the HK MSR 14 keyboard foregrip, right here, you can see it, the long one, with the side visor, because if you use the side visor you can scope it much quicker than with the visor up here. The PK06 again, and you gotta use the low profile gas block from the HK416A5 again. So let's take a look at the stats now. So now we want to take a look at the stats of this gun. It got an ergonomics of 58, a vertical recoil of 36, and a horizontal recoil of 95, with a muzzle velocity of 1048 meters per second, which is very, very good. This one is a laser beam. You can see 850 rounds per minute fire rate. Huge. This gun slaps ass. You can see these are the attachments again I used. If it was too quick before, just pause the video and look at them. This is how to build this meter gun. Now we're gonna take a look at the magazines and the ammunition we want to use for the HK. Let's now take a look at the magazines which we want to use. You want to use the Battle Mag or the HK Steel Mag. In my opinion, the Battle Mag is more worth it because the ergonomics are better than the HK Steel ergonomics. The HK Steel is a little bit more cheap. It's about 4,200 rubles, and the Battle Mag is about 4,800 rubles, which is like a 600 difference. But I would suggest using the Battle Mag because the reload speed is the same, everything is the same, except the ergonomics, but it's worth it in my opinion for the price you're gonna pay. Now let's take a look at the ammunition you want to use. You want to use the M995 ammunition because it's just the best for this gun, as well as for the M4. It got the best ammo penetration stats you're gonna get. It lacks a little bit of damage, but it's very worse because of the ammo penetration. This one can shred a Zack without any problems. You're gonna pay about 1,600 rubles per shot. With 120 shots, this is about 192k rubles. It's very expensive, I know, but it's the best choice for this weapon and you want to use it. I always would suggest using 4 mags with it, so we gotta say 4 battle mags, which is about 19k, and 120 shots for them, so about 190k to it. And you gotta use some spare shots, like you can see here. I got some spare shots in my gamma container, just in case I run out of ammo in the fight. This is always a useful tip. After taking a look at the HK, let's look at the M4A1, which uses the same ammunition as the HK. You want to use a jailbreak on it, the ST6012 flash hider, and an MK12 lower profile gas block with the Magpul 4.1 inch guide, where you can slap on the RK2 foregrip. I didn't use a X400 flashlight on this one, but you can pop one on for a tactical device, but it's gotta make the stats worth though. Then you gotta use the VAL More 1S 5.56 45 upper receiver, the Ergo PSG1 style pistol grip, which gives you such good ergonomics. I got the PM Gen 2 mag in it, but you can use the same mags as in the HK, which I would suggest. This is just an old build for me. Again, the HK E1 stock with the advanced tube, the 4.6mm Molot barrel for the AR-15. Now this is important, the Raptor charging handle, because as you can see, look at them stats. This is the AR-5 charging handle, AR-15 sorry, and this is the Raptor charging handle, which gives much more ergonomics than any other of them. You can choose between these two, they don't have any difference, just the color, like look at this, same. Now you gotta use the SAA 14.5 QD rail foregrip for the AR-15. This is this big long boy here. And again, the PK06 visor, because it's just the best. You can use a side mount on it too, but I just like the M4 more with the top visor, but I would suggest using the side mount. Now let's take a look of the stats from the M4 and the price between the HK and the M4. I'm gonna open the HK tool so you can see. So as you can see, the M4 got better stats than the HK. It got an ergonomics of 76, a vertical recoil of 32, and a horizontal recoil of 89. These are higher because of the silencer. This got no silencer, keep that in mind too. But in my opinion, the HK performs just better than the M4, even though these stats are better from the M4. And the HK is about 240k and the M4 is about 250k, which you gotta keep in mind. when you want to keep the rubles in the stash. So after all these gun builds, you're gonna ask yourself, what should I wear in combat? I would suggest using this stuff I'm gonna list you right here, because in my opinion it's the best in this meta right here. You wanna use this because you're just gonna slap ass with it, trust me. So we're gonna start off with the backpack. The backpack is the Raider backpack. You can get it for 2 military cables at a trader, at Prepper to be exactly. The Raid backpack is about 80k if you get it from the trader, and without it, it's about 90k, which is 10k difference, so not that much difference, but it's the biggest backpack in the game. You want to use this one because look at it, it's huge. It can fill up such great space. Just use this if you want to go with a lot of space and a big backpack, and it looks cool too. Like, look at it, it's fucking huge. Now let's take a closer look at everything else. We're gonna start off with the Razer headphones. The Razer headphones are my favorite headphones. They are new with the new update, but I think they are the best because the sound of them is just so good. Like, it's not too loud, it's not too quiet, you can hear everything just right, but they are more expensive than the others. The Razer headphones are about 40 to 45k rubles. Of course, every price I tell you is in rubles. And the Zordons are cheaper, but they are not as good in my opinion. They are a little bit louder in general, and I don't like them as much as I like the Razors, but the Zordons go about 26k from a trader. But in my opinion, you should use the Razer if you really want to go with the meter build. Now let's take a look at the helmets we got here. The helmets are the airframe helm and the Team Wendy Exile helmet, which are both great helmets in my opinion, but I would stick with the Wendy because it's, in my opinion, it's better from the durability. You can see the Team Wendy is about 240k, as you can see it right here, and the airframe is about 258k, which is much more than the Wendy, but it's worse in my opinion. And the Wendy one looks just better. You can see it, let's compare them. This is the Wendy, this is the airframe. You can see the chops, same, the shield, the Team Wendy got 5 more points on it. And the helmet, as you can see it, when I get a strip all off, wait. I'm just gonna place it right here. Oh yeah, this is 2 and this is 4, another minus in my opinion. And you can see 45 and 40. In my opinion, by the Team Wendy, it's better and it's more cheap than the airframe. The airframe is 258k and the Team Wendy 246k. So it's a better trade-off with the Team Wendy. And the face shield, if you want to take it off, it takes 2 spaces in the inventory, and the face shield from the airframe takes 4, which is not worth it in my opinion. Now we're gonna take a look at the stats from them again. Look at them. 110 armor points in the airframe, high ricochet chance, material command. The materials really don't matter. The change in turn speed and stuff, I really don't think this matters that much too, but look at them. Change movement speed, -1, -3. Ergonomics, -3. Okay. Change turning speed, -6 and -4. But I think it really doesn't matter in game. I never felt it while playing. And now let's take a look at the armor class. Both got a riot chance and high, and the armor class, armor area is top, nap, ears, eyes, jaw. And here is top, nap, eyes, jaws, ears. It's so the same as you can see. We got a 4, 3, and 3, and this got a 4, 3, and 3. So same armor class, same armored areas. This one is more expensive, but this one got more armor points. So you should buy the Team Wendy if you want to go for it. So now we want to take a look at which armor you should use. There are 2 armors I got for you. One is the Sick Plate Carrier. This is a new armor which was just introduced in the new patch. And this is the ZAK 6A Heavy Armor. You should know this one. Well, the major benefits of the ZAK are that the armor areas are better. It got a thorax and stomach, and this one only got the thorax, as you can see. They are both armor level 6, but as you can see, the Slick Plate Carrier got 80 armor points, and the armor points from the ZAK are 75. And the armor class is 6, as I said, 6. But the material, this one is ceramic and this one is armor steel. So this is gonna repair very, very badly. Like you're gonna buy either a new armor or not repair it at all, because repairing it is not worth it. As you can see with the slick plate carrier, with the armored steel, if you want to repair it, it's very, very cheap and very effective. It's gonna repair very good. This one is gonna repair very, very bad. The slick is about 340k rubles, and the Zak is about 275 rubles. So this is very cheap in in comparison from the slick and the heavy armor, but you gotta keep in mind that repairing the Zak is much, much worse than repairing the slick, not only cost wise but material wise. You gotta get less armor points for much more money than you gotta get from the slick plate carrier, but you have a better armored area because you got a stomach, and the change movement speed -13, -10. This one is better from the movement speed. Ergonomics -1, ergonomics -6, change turning speed -2, change turning speed -5. So in my opinion, you should use the slick plate carrier. It's a little bit more expensive, but it repairs much better and got better stats and more armor points, but it got less armored areas than the Zak got. So you gotta choose for yourself, but I would suggest using the slick plate carrier, and in my opinion, this just looks cooler. Like if I gotta slap them on there, like look at this. The black with the black, it just fits very well. And now let's take a look at, let's take a look at the Zak. This was not the Zak. Look at the Zak. Like it's green is very bright. I don't like it. You could say it's more camouflage, but I don't think this is anything of matter. I would suggest, like I said, using the air, using the the slick plate, not the Zak. Now let's get to the Blackrock again, which is, in my opinion, the best tactical rig you can use if you want to use body armor. The tactical rig named Blackrock costs 38k, which is not that expensive, but it got a 4 slot and many, like 4 1 slots and 6 2 slots, sorry. And I got some grenades in there to show you, because we're gonna take a look at the grenades later on. But I would suggest using this tactical rig. It's very big, it's not that expensive, and it looks very good. Has no bad stats on them, and yeah, the container size is good, the price is good, it looks good. It can fit a 4 slot item and 6 2 slot items, as well as 4 1 slot items in them, which is great. Now we're gonna take a look at the grenades. I normally use the F1 grenades because they are cheaper than the M67 nades and the new nades right here. The new nades, let's just call them Walk, are very expensive, but you gotta keep in mind they are worth it, because if you look at the stats from all the nades, let's open them. Oops. Sorry. So let's take a look. So this got no picture, but this is this one. You can see explosive delay 5 seconds, explosive delay 2.5 seconds, 3.5 seconds, and explosive delay 2 seconds. So if you gotta use the Walk, you gotta throw it and the opponent has nearly no chance of getting away. But the maximum damage per fragment is only 60, which from the M67 is 115, and from the F1 hand grenade is 100. And this is 3 to 9 meters, 3 to 9 meters, 3 to 8 meters, so this is with less range than the others. And the fragment counts, like how many frags are going out of this one, is 150, 140. I would suggest, if you got the money, use the Walk, because they are very worth it. If you throw them right at the opponent and he has no chance of running away. Different is with the M67. These nades I would normally use for pushing, like when you're in dorms. Let's say the enemy is at the marked room and you are at the stairs on 3-story dorms at the 3rd floor. You gotta use the M62 nades, because you can throw them, and while throwing them your enemy is gonna take cover because he doesn't know which nades you are throwing at him. But it got a 5-second delay, and in this 5 seconds you can push like 1 or 2 rooms every time you throw one. If you got 4 nades with you, you can really push him really good, and you have the chance of killing him too, because this nade is very, very effective. But if you are in close quarter fights and wanna ensure a very quick and good kill, you could use the VAL because the maximum damage is good and the explosive delay of 2 seconds, your enemy has no chance of running back. Let's just imagine you are sitting in the back of the gas station on customs and someone is throwing a nade like always through the window from the background where the fuel tank is standing. If you use the VAL, you have no chance of running out there because when you're in the back of the gas station, someone throws this through the window, you gotta hear the window, the nade, and as soon as the nade pops on the ground, you are dead. With this one, he has a slight chance of going away, and with this one, he can surely escape it, no matter how good you throw it. So I would suggest using this one if you got the money for it. They are very expensive too, but you can craft them in the hideout, but it's still expensive. If you are on a budget, use this one, and if you get much more money but want to push more, then I would suggest using the M60 frag hand grenade. Now, if you take a look at everything combined, I didn't include the mats because this should be basic knowledge. Use the morphin if you want to push something really quick like dorms or labs to rooms because it's got a very quick injection time and it got a very long duration for using it. But if you want to use this setup like I just showed you here, like the Razors, the Team Wendy, the Slick, the VSS with 3 max, one in the weapon of course, so 4 max, the Tactical Rig with the Black Rock and the Raider Backpack, you are paying for the Razor headphones, you're paying 40k, for the Black Rock 38k, for the Slick 340k, for the Team Wendy you gotta pay 246k, and the Raid Backpack, it matters if you gotta use the Trader bag, but if you use the Trader 80k, if you don't use the Trader 90k, the VSS for 196k, and 30 max are, the 30 max are 30k each, so 120 shots, so 4 max are about 120k, and the SPP ammo you want to use is, like I said, 1k per shot, so 120 shots, 130k. Morphium is 12k, and the IFAC is about 13k. So this whole setup you are not the knife included. This whole setup you are seeing right here is about 1.2 million. So it's very cost intensive, but it's a very great loadout. If you wanna if you got a slab of these and put on the Zack on and the airframe and the Zordons, not the Razors, you are about the Zack is 275k, the airframe is 258k, and the Zordons are 26k. So you are about 1.148 million rubles. It's a little bit less cheap, but I think the other one I just showed you before is the better loadout. So either way, guys, you gotta decide for yourself if you want to use the VSS, the M4, the HK, or the ASVAL, and which armor and stuff you're gonna use. But in my suggestion, the Razor, the Black, the Slick, Wendy, the Raid Backpack, the Meter VSS for 30 round max with the SPP ammo, Morphium, IFAC is the best choice for you. You gotta decide for yourself. Just use them all, play them, and tell me in the comments how you enjoyed this setup and if you enjoyed the guide. Alright guys, I hope this guide helped you out a little bit. If you got any questions or suggestions, please leave them down in the comments below. If you liked the video, consider please giving it a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe. And one more thing, if you enjoyed it, please consider maybe following me on Twitch. I'm live nearly every day with Tarkov and other games like Call of Duty stuff. You can hit me up at twitch.com/CordLevante. Until next time guys, I'm out. See you.